Okay, so hello everyone. Yesterday we have done the topic introduction of differentiability. I hope everyone understood that concept, right? So now today I will just give you an example how to check whether the given function is continuous or not. So let us take one example. There is a function f of x is given modulus x. So here in this function we need to check whether the given function is differentiable or not. So how we will check? So for that what we are going to do is that, as we have studied previous day, that whether this function we need to check that it is differentiable or not, its left hand derivative must be equal with right hand derivative. Now how to find the left hand derivative? So in order to find left hand derivative, what we are going to do, left hand derivative, limit x tends to c negative f of x minus f of c by x minus c. Here how we are going to find limit x tends to c negative, as it is left hand derivative, x tends to c negative, f of x minus f of c by x minus c. Now what we are doing, generally we are taking a function x tends to 0. Clear? So this f of x will become 0 minus x, f of c will remain as it is, x will become 0 minus x minus. Right? Clear? Now this function, can we write it as f of x is equal to x and is equal to minus x? When x is greater than or equal to 0, then x. When x is less than 0, then minus x. Right? So at 0 we are checking, right? So this point, this c point, right? Instead of c, we can put here 0. In exam you have to write in the next step, but I have done for your understanding, right? So limit x tends to 0, f of minus x minus f of 0. F of 0 will be 0, right? Because if you put 0 or minus 0, both are same only, and minus x. Now f of minus x, wherever x is, see it is left hand, right? So x less than 0, so wherever x is there you have to put minus x. So now if we are putting, see, if f of x we have minus x, then f of minus x will be minus of minus x, so it will be plus x. So x by minus x, your answer is minus 1. So your left hand limit you will be getting, that is minus 1. Clear? Now we will take right hand limit. So for right hand limit, what we are going to do is that, so for right hand limit we will be taking here right hand derivative. Clear? So in right hand derivative, only the change, that is limit x tends to c positive, f of x minus f of c divided by x plus c. Now wherever c is there you have to put 0, because we are checking at this point 0. You write in the next step, right? But I have written over here only. Then limit x tends to 0, f of x plus 0 divided by, instead of x we will be keeping x plus 0. So x greater than 0, then if f of x we have x, then f of x is what will be f of h? H, and h tends to 0. What will be our answer? Just calculate. Will it be equal to -1? No. Why? Will it be equal to -1? Yes or no? How we are checking right hand derivative? See, actually in right hand derivative what is there is limit h tends to c positive, f of x minus f of c by x minus c. Here plus will not come, minus only, right? Now limit x tends to c, so we are keeping x tends to 0. Why? Because here 0 is there. F of x, so wherever x is there, what we are supposed to keep, that we will do afterwards. F of 0 divided by x minus 0. Clear? I hope so this step is clear. Now what the next thing that we are supposed to do here, limit h tends to 0 as we have done, limit h tends to 0, f of x. So f of x, what we are supposed to do, f of x we make it as 0, here plus will come, 0 plus x, minus f of 0 will be 0 only, and here x, so here we are keeping x. X plus 0 minus 0. Now here limit x tends to 0, f of x minus 0 we are not writing, and by x. If f of x is h, then it will be h by h. Our answer will be 1. So here left hand limit is not equal with right hand limit. So whenever here left hand limit is not equal with right hand limit, then that particular function is left hand derivative is not equal with right hand derivative, so that particular function is not differentiable. It is not differentiable. Why it is not differentiable? Because left hand derivative is not equal with right hand derivative. Clear? I hope so that everything is visible to you. See, in continuity what we were checking, that we were checking left hand limit and we were checking right hand limit, and then we were checking at that point. But here actually left hand derivative is not equal with right hand derivative. So if both the derivatives are not equal, then we cannot say that the function is differentiable. So here our answer, see how we are going to check the answer, right? Limit x tends to c positive, here c negative. Everything is same, but here when it is c negative, we have to check for x less than 0. So minus x we have put here, f of minus h. Minus minus will become plus, so h, right? And below it is minus h. Here it will be plus, so both h and h cancel, so answer is 1. Here minus 1 and here 1. So both the derivatives are not equal. So we can say that left hand derivative is not equal with right hand derivative. So this particular function is not differentiable. Now if you remember, this function we have proved that it is continuous function. Why? Clear? See, तो ये जो फंक्शन डिफरेंशिएबल नहीं है तो वो कंटिन्यूअस हो सकता है. So from this example you understood. Clear? So that particular thing we have discussed yesterday, because we know that every modulus function is continuous, but for this differentiable it is not like this. So for differentiable we have seen that left hand derivative is not equal with right hand derivative, so our this answer is not differentiable, right? So you can just do one thing, you can write down this in your notebook. Now we will do the next topic. The next topic that we have, that is formulas, right? And see, all the formulas are given in the textbook, and also I will send you the formulas, so you just keep in mind all the formulas are very much important. Now we are going to do algebra of derivatives, which is a very important thing. algebra of derivatives. Now in algebra of derivative, consider that, see, all of you know that what is d by dx, right? I hope so that everyone know what do we mean by d by dx. D by dx means we are doing differentiation with respect to x. So for example, say k into f of x. We want to do the differentiation of f of x and k is a constant. Then always what will happen, the constant will be outside of the differentiation, and here it will be d by dx of f of x. One example I will tell you. D by dx of 3 f of, not f of x, here I will put 3 x square. Then 3 will be common, d by dx of x square. Now x square, now we will be continuing, but this is particularly for this only, so I am not solving this. Otherwise we can solve this. 3 into x square, that is 2x. 3 to the 6x square will be our answer. Then we will solve particular, right? Because everyone know that d by dx of x power n into x power n minus 1. This is the formula that you are having as we have studied this in standard 11, right? D by dx of x power n will be equal to n into x power n minus 1. So same way here, 3 is constant, d by dx of x square. See x square here, x square, instead of n it is 2. So 2 will come down, so 2 is coming down. X square, 2 minus 1, so 2 minus 1 is 1 only, so 3 to the 6. See, we cannot write here 32, right? It is 6, 3 to the 6, 6x square. Now, second example, means second for this algebra, d by dx of f of x plus g of x is equal to d by dx of f of x plus d by dx of g of x. How? समझ लो कि आपके पास दो फंक्शंस है, टू डिफरेंट फंक्शंस, दे आर गिवन इन एडिशन. फॉर एग्जांपल से sin x plus cos x. So f of x is sin x for right now example, and g of x is cos x. Then we can do separate differentiation, d by dx of f of x first, then plus, so plus d by dx of g of x. Now imagine suppose here it is minus sign, here also it is minus. So for both plus and minus, your answer will be remaining same. For example, if I say that d by dx of sin x plus cos x, then I can apply here the formula d by dx of sin x plus d by dx of cos x. D by dx of sin x, you know that d by dx of sin x is equal to cos x, and d by dx of cos x is equal to sin x, but minus. So d by dx of sin x is cos x, and for cos it is minus sin x. Clear? I hope so. Everyone can see the board clearly, right? So this is your thing. First one, that is constant we are taking out and we are doing derivative of that particular function. Second thing, that is if it is in addition or even if it is in subtraction, then here minus, then minus, according to that we have to solve, but this rule will be applied, right? So these both are very important when we are solving the sums from the exercise, right? So this algebra of derivatives what we are going to study today, right? It is very much important. Like constant we are taking out now, plus minus. Now we will see that if it is in multiply, suppose you have f of x into g of x, then what to do, and f of x divided by g of x, then what to do. So I hope so that this first and second everyone understood this. So I will be doing now the third one, that is you have to write this in your notebook. Now third one we have, that is d by dx of d by dx of f of x into g of x. Now you might say that sir, for plus and minus we have done here same way. So can we do d by dx of f of x into d by dx of g of x? Generally, see, when it is first time you are studying, at that time you might think that you have to do here multiply d by dx of f of x into d by dx of g of x. But we are not going to do like that way. So consider this is very much important, and this is also known as Leibniz rule. Leibniz rule. This is also known as product rule or Leibniz rule. So that name is also very much important. So right now we will study this, how to multiply this. So first of all consider that there is one function f of x, there is another function g of x. These both are in multiply and we have to find its differentiation. So how we are going to do that? So first of all, this d by dx you have to apply with f of x, right? Then keep this g of x multiply as it is, plus you have to do d by dx of g of x multiply f of x as it is. Means if d by dx of f of x I am writing it as f dash of x into g of x, plus this I am writing g dash of x into f of x, right? Means what we have to do, whenever two functions are in multiply, at that time what we are going to do, differentiate one function, multiply that function with g of x, with second, then plus differentiate another function, multiply that with this function which we have differentiated earlier. So if in general what I am doing, that is d by dx of f of x I am writing as f dash of x, then here this d by dx of g of x also I am writing it as g dash of x. Now consider one example, then you will understand it very carefully. Now listen, here you have to find d by dx of sin x into cos x. Here it is multiply sign. So what you have to do, see here you can do this first also and this second also. Here you can see, you know that x plus y is equal to y plus x, right? So this is not a problem. Here you can do this first and do this second. Now d by dx of sin x into cos x. So let us keep this sin x constant. Derivative of cos, you know that it is sin x, plus now keep cos x constant. See, I will be writing it more clear so that you can understand. D by dx of sin x, you know that it is cos x. So let us keep first sin x constant. D by dx of cos x plus cos x as it is, d by dx of sin x. Clear? Now d by dx of cos, you know that minus sign into sin, minus sin square x. D by dx of sin cos, cos into cos, so cos square x minus sin square x, or minus sin square x plus cos square x is your answer. So d by dx of sin x into cos x, sin x as it is, cos x derivative is minus sin into sin minus sin square x, plus cos x as it is, derivative of sin is cos. So you must know that derivative of sine is cos, and derivative of cos so this is very much important. This we have already studied in standard 11, right? Whenever we were studying limits, so at that time we have studied this, but this is just for revision. So I hope that everyone understood this, whatever is there. I am telling from one time more. Listen to me. हमें क्या करना है कि अगर दो मल्टीप्लाई में है, जैसे कि f of x और g of x, तो हमें क्या करना है, एक फंक्शन को, कोई भी एक फंक्शन को, या तो इसे या इसे कांस्टेंट लेना. We have to keep constant. Then derivative of f of x, we have to do derivative. Then plus. Now, whatever we have taken constant, whichever function we have taken constant, now after doing plus sign, we have to do its derivative, and then another function which we have done derivative is that we have to keep as it is. For example, sin x into cos x. Sin x as it is, cos x derivative, plus cos x as it is, sin x derivative. So derivative of cos is minus sin into sin, that is minus sin x square. Derivative of sin is cos into cos is cos square x. So I hope that this you everyone understood right now. So this is nothing but d by dx of u into v. That also you can say u into v rule. Some are also saying u into v rule. So this is nothing but same one. So it is also product rule, or we can also name it as Leibniz rule. So this is the rule which is third, right? So everyone note it in your notebook. Now we are going to study quotient rule, that is f of x by g of x, right? I hope so it is visible to you. Clear? Now we are going to study quotient rule. So quotient rule we are going to study. So everyone note this in your notebook. Now fourth one we are doing, that is d by dx of f of x by g of x. D by dx of f of x by g of x. See how we are going to solve this. Suppose we have two functions which are, one is in numerator, one is in denominator. Then how we are going to solve it, right? First of all, what you have to do, see, keep in mind, whichever we have studied third one in this product rule, that you can interchange. Interchange means you can write g of x first also, f of x second, or f of x first, g of x second. In that I told you that yes, because addition is commutative, x plus y is equal to y plus x, so in that you can do. But here in fourth way means this quotient rule. In this quotient rule you cannot do that. Why you cannot do that? Because here minus sign will come. So whenever here you have two functions, one is in numerator, another is in denominator. So what you have to do, whichever function is in denominator, you have to do its square and write it in denominator only. So first step, you have to do this. Whichever function is in denominator, you have to do its square and write it over here. Now that particular function you have to keep as it is, and you have to solve d by dx of f of x minus f of x you have to keep as it is, then you have to solve d by dx of g of x. This is nothing but g of x into f dash of x minus f of x into g dash of x derivative of f of x, f dash of x. Right? So now let us take one example. Suppose you want to find d by dx of sin x by cos x. You want to find derivative of this function d by dx of sin x by cos x. So here we are not applying d by dx sin x and then denominator d by dx cos x. It is not possible. So for product and division both it is not possible. So we have to apply this rule. Now how we are going to apply this rule? As I told you here, g of x is cos x, f of x is sin x. So what we are going to do, the very first step, we are going to write cos x as it is, but we are going to do it square. So cos x square is cos square x. Now this particular function keep as it is. Multiply it with d by dx of sin x. This is, we have to keep in one bracket. Minus derivative of sine we have done. So now sine we have to keep constant. D by dx of cos x. Clear? Now you know that derivative of sine is cos, and cos into cos is cos square x. Minus derivative of sine is sine, means sine as it is, derivative of cos is minus sine. So minus of minus minus will become plus. See, I am writing one more step, sin x into minus sin x. So it will be cos square x plus sin square x by cos square x. So cos square plus sin square is 1 by cos square x. 1 by cos square x, that is this is nothing but derivative of tan x. So this we have proved, derivative of tan is sec square x. Clear? So in this what we have done, that is cos x we have done cos square x, then cos x as it is derivative of sine, minus sine as it is derivative of cos. Now what we have done, derivative of sine is cos. So cos into cos is cos square, minus as it is sine as it is derivative of cos. You know that whenever c is there, whenever c, cos x, cos, minus sign will come. So cos derivative is minus sign. Minus sign into this also minus. So minus sign if it is outside, minus minus will become plus. Cos square plus sin square is 1. And 1 by cos square, you know, that is sec square x. And 1 by, that is, this is nothing but d by dx of sin by cos, derivative of tan is sec square x. So from this we have proved that also that derivative of tan is sec square x, and we have also understood the quotient rule. This is also very much important. Right? So everyone will be doing one thing. You will be writing this in your notebook, and if you are going to have any confusion, then you are going to ask me. Right? So that's it for today, students. Now from the next, what we are going to study, that is we will be studying the chain rule. Which is also very much important. So I hope that this is clear. So till here you have the syllabus for your next maths test, which is on Thursday, right? So everyone prepare well. The syllabus that is still here, right? And paper pattern 15 MCQs plus 20 marks theory. Okay. So thank you very much.